Well, Steve, many of the people we spoke to letting out a sigh of relief tonight that Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro is no longer in power. But others worry about the other members of his regime still in the country and about what a long-term U.S. involvement could look like in the country.
Look at how ABC is framing this segment of this news about President Trump's action in Caracas, Venezuela. Mixed reaction from local Venezuelan community following capture of Nicolas Maduro. No one is even talking about, he didn't lead this segment with who Nicolas Maduro was or is and the things that he has done as president for the last 25 years or however long he was in office. They don't give you any of his history. They just get you to turn your attention to who's for this and who may not be for this.
From excitement to concern,
U.S. out of everywhere!
Venezuelans across the triangle expressing mixed reactions tonight after the United States launched early morning strikes in Venezuela and captured President Nicolas Maduro and his wife.
Two quick things I want you to pay attention to in this picture that I'm about to show you. Look at this picture. Look at the signage. That almost looks tailored. Look at the signage now. And look at the people. What's wrong with this picture? Well, think about the mission just happened more or less than 12 hours ago. And look at the signage these people are already holding in this protest already. It's like they printed that over in the last 6 to 7, 8 hours. They printed those signs, and now these people have these signs in their hands protesting against President Trump's action in Caracas, Venezuela. But notice the people. None of them are holding Venezuelan flags. None of them are waving Venezuelan flags happy about their freedom. You know why? Because they're not Venezuelan.
When I woke up, I was in shock. I think I'm still processing.
Some Venezuelans gathered in Moore Square to celebrate the news. Brainer Amnesty says he was forced to flee Venezuela after speaking out against the regimes of Maduro and former Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez.
Por eso el día de hoy nos encontramos inmersos de felicidad.
He says, today we find ourselves filled with happiness because we finally see a light.
The sentiment of the Venezuelans you see interviewed in this video, in this news segment, captures the majority of Venezuelans who were affected by this man's regime and the heinous crimes he inflicted upon the people. They have yet to talk about the amount of bloodshed that this man inflicted upon his own people while he was in power. They don't want to talk about that. No, they're trying to get you to drum up some sentiment against what the Trump administration has done. I want you to pay attention to the people who are from Venezuela and their reaction, and the people who are not from Venezuela and their opposition to this move.
We finally see a light at the end of the tunnel, and I know that we're going to reach that light because there's nothing more important than freedom. President Donald Trump announcing details of the mission Saturday and saying the U.S. will oversee Venezuela's governmental operations.
Going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition.
News of the action in Venezuela sparking protests across the country. Chopper 11 over a rally that shut down streets in downtown Raleigh.
I think it needs to go back to the people and making sure that we're not exploiting, if it is about that the resources stay and that we keep our sovereignty.
Paula Davila left Venezuela with her family at 12. Although she's relieved Maduro is no longer in power, she says she worries about what the long-term U.S. involvement looks like.
Now, the media is trying to plant seeds of doubt as to the motive why Trump took this action against Maduro. Now, they don't want to talk about the other countries who are adversarial to the United States' geopolitical aspirations in the Western Hemisphere. No, they don't even want to bring that up as a discussion. No, they're trying to get you to focus on this was about oil. This was about money. This was about letting the billionaires come into Venezuela and take over for their own personal gain. when that's what was happening for the last 25 plus years. But the media did not do their job and report that. So now they're trying to twist an entire narrative upon the unsuspecting and the naive who are not paying attention, who are suffering from TDS, yes, Trump derangement syndrome. They're trying to prey upon their weakness, the weaponization of the Trump derangement syndrome. They're trying to get you to focus on Trump so much that you're not even looking at the story within the story. These people are happy about what has happened in their country. They're ecstatic about what's happening in their country. Yes, the next step forward is vital and important, but let's not miss the big picture. This was necessary. The people are happy about this, and don't you be fooled by looking at a bunch of Americans holding signs talking about free Venezuela.
I think this is a moment where we get back to fighting for what our country, what we want to see it become, and instead of letting it in the hands of U.S.
But others we spoke to say U.S. support could help remove Maduro's regime from power. Hay preguntas en este momento sobre el futuro de Venezuela debajo del control del presidente Trump y de los Estados Unidos. ¿Cómo tú sientes en este momento sobre el futuro del control de Venezuela?
En lo personal, nosotros tenemos una coalición política. Así que
He says, we have a political coalition led by Maria Corina Machado, who is the leader of the opposition. We consider her the political leader of Venezuela. And if we have Trump's support for her, then we feel we have the legitimate foreign backing towards true freedom in Venezuela.
Let me warn you, the protests you're going to witness this week after this act by the Trump administration are going to be by American citizens. They may find some Venezuelans to oppose what Trump has done. But keep in mind, are they from Venezuela? Have they left Venezuela? We see the genuine reaction by Venezuelans and how they truly feel about what President Trump has done. They are thankful. They are joyful. They are in tears. Some people say they may not have they lived to see this their entire life and didn't think it would happen. Some are overjoyed to the point they cannot believe that it has happened. And now our people, the media here in the United States, cannot let go of their Trump derangement syndrome to the extent that they can't be happy for the people of Venezuela. It's almost like, now look at what you're going to hear in the next few days. You're going to think that Bernie Sanders, the Democrats, want this man back in power.
And while there were some mixed feelings shared in the Venezuelan community here in the Triangle, the main feeling shared by everyone we spoke to today, hope that the people of Venezuela might finally have a voice again.